What's up, yo? Back on my channel. Today is Tuesday, October the 12th, and we back to real talk, dry, no ice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I want to do is stop saying you know what I'm saying, but one thing I would like to say to you all is that what I want to talk about is very important. We're going to talk about faith, because one thing I want to say is that sometimes faith can be the hardest thing to explain. What it is, what it consists of, how you have it, whereas they say all you need is the faith the size of a mustard seed, and you could tell that mountain to move, and it'll move, and that's what I want to talk about today is faith. I've been making videos about targeted individuals, but I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm finna stop saying targeted individual because we all know that the very targeted individuals we are talking about are the 144,000. Okay. Now, the world knows who you are. Okay, and you can't duck it. You can't hide. Okay, your spirit is very much made known to them. Okay. I'm not going to say targeted individuals anymore. You are chosen. Okay, you are the children of God. You are part of the 144,000. In none of my videos will I say targeted individuals anymore. Okay. In this walk with God, with Jesus Christ, there are some things that He has shown me. Okay, and I feel to believe that the only reason that He has shown me is because of the fact that I have diligently searched for Him. Okay, and anything that I have is not because of me. Anything that I do is not because of me. Anything that I say that may profit you is not because of me. It is all because of Jesus Christ. Okay, if anything that is possible were made possible by me, then that would take the glory away from Jesus Christ, and that is not what I seek to do. What I seek to do is empower you, to strengthen you, to get you to understand through your own deeds who you really are. Because when it really boils down to it, you can listen to me, you can hear every word I say, but ultimately it is up to you to come to the full understanding of who you are. And I'm talking about, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? You looking at somebody who, when I was 18 or 19, I was out there in the world breaking the law, breaking in houses, smoking weed, doing all the wrong things. A complete disgrace to my mother. You know what I'm saying? A complete disgrace to my family. A complete disgrace to everybody who knew me. You know what I'm saying? Although they had the highest expectations for me, you know what I'm saying? I was a disgrace to them. You know what I'm saying? Because in those years of my youth, I wanted to do all the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to experience the life, experience the world, experience what it was like to sleep with women and to sell drugs and to break in cars and the houses. And you know what I'm saying? I was an absolute disgrace to my mother. You know what I'm saying? This is the one thing that I recognize and I admit to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Is that I was an absolute disgrace. I hide not from it. In actuality, I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get on here and have you thinking that I'm some holier than thou person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you now, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this, and I'll say this every time I get on the video. Good people do not go to heaven. Saved sinners do. So if you think you're going to get to heaven because you've been good, you got another thing coming. You know what I'm saying? But you looking at somebody, I'm talking about, I've been to prison 4 times. You know what I'm saying? I've been to prison 4 times. It took 4 times. Been to jail a million times. Got a nice thick little booklet when they come, when I go to court and they pull out my package. It's like this, from all the petty crimes and the things that I done did, you know what I'm saying? Things that I thought I had to do and things that I didn't need to do and things that I done got caught up in. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want you to think that, oh, well, because this guy has been good or because he is righteous, that he is saved. Oh, no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? In actuality, I was a heathen. Heathen. I was a heathen. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? I was a heathen. You know what I'm saying? I did some things I'm not proud of. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's between me and God. You know what I'm saying? But I hide not from it. And I'm ready to you know to fall on my knees and ask the Lord to forgive me, because that's the only way that I could really, you know what I'm saying, come to a good standing with Jesus Christ, is for me to take everything that I've done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed of nothing that I've done. And I done brought it to his feet. Hey, Lord, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Take it. I can't do nothing with it. Only you can. You know what I'm saying? That is what I have done. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that, you know what I'm saying, is so much more in my life that Jesus has to work on. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the one thing that I just really want you to know before I go to talking about faith is the fact that I was not some holier than thou person. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the Bible said that there is not one who is righteous. There is not one who is righteous. So to anybody who think that they righteous and to think that they good and to think that they upstanding, you let them know that in the Bible it says there is not one who is good, not one who is righteous. We all are heathens, no matter who you are. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are, we are all heathens. We all have fallen short of the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? This is in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing I hide from, and this is what I will admit. You know what I'm saying? Because so that you understand that it's not so much as what you have done in your past. It's not so much as who, you know, or what you're doing now. It's all about you being chosen. You know what I'm saying? You being chosen from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you are now, what you are now, what you're doing right now, you were chosen from the time you was a twinkle in your mama's eye. You know, from the time your mama became pregnant with you, from the time your mama had you, while your mama was raising you, all along, the Lord had a plan for you, okay? And just like myself, you know what I'm saying, of course we strayed away from that plan. Of course we went and did, you know what I'm saying, exactly what we would say the Lord didn't want us to do. But what if in actuality everything you did in your life was a part of the plan anyway? What if it was all a part of the plan anyway? Can I tell somebody about snorting cocaine if I've never snorted cocaine in my life? Can I tell somebody about being in prison if I've never been to prison? Can I tell somebody about being homeless if I've never been homeless? Can I be empathetic with them? You know what I'm saying? Can I really reach out to them and make them understand, you know what I'm saying, that I get where they're coming from if I've never been through it in my entire life? What if the story of your life is like that? You know what I'm saying? What if the story about all the things that you've been through, all the ups, all the downs, all the joys, all the pains, you know what I'm saying, all the experiences that you have, you know what I'm saying? What if all of them have been packaged for you to empathize with other people? You know what I'm saying? To share with other people so that they'll understand exactly where you coming from and also relate to it in their lives. I think that that's what this whole story of my life is about. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at all the things that I've been through in my life, you know what I'm saying, all the times I've been to prison, all the times I've been in jail, all the times I was at, snorting ecstasy, breaking the ecstasy pills down, snorting them in the club with my shades on, sweating like a Hebrew slave, in there like a heathen, the whole time, 4 or 5 in the morning, and the Lord, he still see me. He see me in that club. He see me in that club. But the thing is, he had a plan from the beginning, and he does not detour away from his plan for you. So it doesn't matter what you've done. I'm gonna say it doesn't matter what you've done or what you're going through or where you are. If the plan that he has for you is the plan, and you will do that plan. And if you go outside of that plan, you will not make it. That plan will not make it, and you will experience, what it's like to go against God, because he had a plan for you from the beginning. No matter what you've been through, it is all a part of the plan. I just want to say that, bro. Because, it's a lot of us who come down on ourselves. We come down hard on ourselves because of the things that we've been through. Some of the things that we did we're not proud of. Some things I done did I ain't proud of. But I just want to let you know right now, what if your life was meant to be reflected, of a reflection for the next person, so that they can see and say, well, you know what, I do understand. Look at him. Look at where he is, and look where he come from, an absolute heathen. Absolute heathen. Low down and dirty. But the Lord had a plan for me from the beginning. This is the whole thing wrapped around the 144,000. There was a plan for your life from the beginning. There was a plan for your life from the beginning. From the beginning, there has been a plan. And whether you know it or not, Jesus, God, Jehovah has been that guiding hand. Even though you've been in trouble, even though you went to jail, even though you've been in all kind of trouble, he has still allowed you to live upon this land. He has not taken you away. There are many people that may have died around you, people who have things have happened to, and nothing has happened to you. You are okay. Despite the fact that you may be in this situation where you feel targeted, where you feel they're coming after you, nothing still has happened to you. You are still in shape. You are still in good health. You still eat. You still make money. Regardless to how bad it may seem, you are still in good standing, with God, because he had a plan for you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that, man, and put that out there. And no means am I what you call good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've always known God. I've always known Jesus Christ. I've always known who he was. I've always went to him in time of trouble, even when I didn't go to him when things was good. When things was good, it was times when things was good and great, and I ain't even go to him. And now that I'm at this point in my life, I think about that. You know what I'm saying? So we have this. This is what we got to think about. In this thing that we call targeted individuals. I'm so sick of saying targeted individuals. I'm not saying that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a known fact that the people that are being targeted are the chosen ones, the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? They know who you are, and they're after you. They seek to disrupt everything that's going on in your life. They seek to make it a living hell, to detour you. You know what I'm saying? And only the strong will make it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this. If there was a plan for your life, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that there's a devil in hell or a man on earth that could stop it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nobody on earth that could stop it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, for so many years, faith was always the hardest thing for me to understand, because I wanted to have faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to have faith. I wanted to be able to believe, you know what I'm saying? Because I believed everything that was going on in the Bible. I said, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that they did it, you know what I'm saying? I knew that. I just didn't know how, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, he talking about the faith of a mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a small seed, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I know I got that much faith, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I guess, in my mind, I thought I was ready, or it was that time, you know what I'm saying? But this the thing, It happened when God wanted to happen, when Jesus wanted to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing we got to understand, you know. And that it has taken some time for me to even begin to understand that nothing happens until God is ready for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell no lies. I tell no lies. Nothing happens until God is ready for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can be upset. You can be happy. You might as well be content with it. You know what I'm saying? Because until God is ready to lift you up, you know what I'm saying? Until He is ready to help you, to heal you, He got His hand around you anyway. It's not like you're dying or you're dead. He got His hand around you. It's just that He hasn't put you where you want Him to put you at. You know what I'm saying? Until He's ready to lift you up, you will not be lifted up. You know what I'm saying? You will be where you are. You know what I'm saying? And this thing that we call targeted individuals, you know what I'm saying? This is your obstacle course. You know what I'm saying? And you have to get through it. You have to make it. You have to build yourself up spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Which the Lord will lead you. He will guide you and show you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you made it this far to where you know what I'm saying, you're a part of the 144,000. Whether you know it or not, you believe in something. You had to believe in them. Or is it just the fact, you know what I'm saying? And this is me questioning myself, you know what I'm saying? Because this is all the experience for me. Is it just the fact that since He had a plan for your life anyways, He was already going to draw you into Him? He was already going to draw you in. This is the truth, man. Let's talk about the facts and the truth. You know what I'm saying? This is a world where you can be anything from Hindu to Voodoo to Voodooism to Voodooism to everything else. But if you say Jesus Christ, they'll want to crucify you. That got to tell you something. If you can be everything, every other religion besides the name of Jesus, why is Jesus hated so much if He's not true? If everything He says, you know what I'm saying, is so non-fiction, you know what I'm saying? Why is He so hated then? Why is He so hated? You got to think about that. Why is it so messed up every time you say His name in public, or if you talk about Him in public? Why if you post His name on a comment on any kind of media, you know what I'm saying, is people all up in the uproar, you know what I'm saying? Or if you thank Jesus, you know what I'm saying, on TV, why do they feel offended? You got to think about this. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get that off my chest, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, this is a real walk for me. You know what I'm saying? This is a real walk for me, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I understand that in my life, you know what I'm saying, we are supposed to help others. We are supposed to uplift others. We are supposed to help those who might not understand or who need a better understanding. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm at in my life, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm 39. I'm finna be 40. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't got time to be still doing what I was doing when I was 15, 16, 17, 18. Man, it's a different part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And we at a different part of the world. The world ain't like it was in 1999, man. We toward the end of the we toward the end of the world. End of the world, man. Let's just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know it and can see it. It's the end of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, speaking on faith, bro, because like I say, you know, I had a hard time understanding faith, bro. You know, and God is always, you know, I always ask the Lord to help me to hear Him, to hear His voice clearly. You know what I'm saying? Because He said you have to purify your heart, you know what I'm saying, in order to, you know, to hear His voice. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I asked the Lord, you know what I'm saying, to purify my heart so that I could hear Him clearly and He could direct my paths and lead me through this fire that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the fire, you know what I'm saying? But even though I'm in the fire, I do not kill. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who is over me, and I know that from the beginning, He had a plan. You know what I'm saying? And He ain't brought me this far to just leave me. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? I done wrote some stuff down. Yeah, this video might be long. If you don't like it, get off. You know what I'm saying? But this is for those, you know what I'm saying, who really want to heal, who really want to understand, who really have an open heart. Because in order to understand what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to give to you, you know what I'm saying, you have to have an open heart. If you have a closed heart, you will not hear, you will not understand. You know what I'm saying? That is what is required of God, of Jesus Christ, in order for Him to come and for you to understand what He is saying, is you have to have an open heart. If your heart is closed, you will not hear Him. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. You know what I'm saying? That door is your heart. It is not the door at your residence. You know what I'm saying? He will not force Himself into your house. You know what I'm saying? You have to invite him in. He is not coming nowhere. He is not invited. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I be looking all mean every time let me get that off my face. You know what I'm saying? But this is serious for me, bro. I guess that's why I be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I say, sometimes I know probably for a lot of us, yo, it probably be like hard to understand what faith is. You know what I'm saying? Because what is faith? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a lot of people out there that want to have faith. I know it's a lot of people out there that want to have faith, that want to build their faith so they can do things. But like I say, even though I'm gonna read this to you and I want to discuss this with you, I want you to understand that things happen when God is ready for them to happen. So if it's not happening for you, do not fret. Do not get anxious. Do not go and do something that you know you shouldn't have did. Just know that God has a certain time for everything. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that everything that I say, it comes through from God so that it can help you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I ain't no targeted individual. I'm not saying that no more. I ain't no T.I. I'm not writing that on none of my YouTube posts no more. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. I'm a child of God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they after me. You know what I'm saying? Because this world is evil. The God of this world is evil. His name is Lucifer. He's the one who is allowed to run it. He's allowed to run it. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing you have to understand. He's allowed to run it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is to it, y'all. Who's being targeted? You know what I'm saying? The Lord has drawn you in. He has chosen you. You are part of the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna speak on, you know what I'm saying, like one guy got under my comments, he was talking about, you know, yeah, there is power. You know what I'm saying? People believe in Jesus but doubt the fact that he had power when he fed all those people with a few fish and the bread, and he brought the dead, you know what I'm saying, back alive. They think this is fairy tales. Like I say, people believe in Jesus Christ but deny the power. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to talk about faith, yo. We not talking about that. And what I'm going to use to talk about faith so that you have a better understanding of it, you know what I'm saying, is the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know what I'm saying? I know that probably some of y'all who know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It's a story in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, what I'm going to do is, you know, I took a lot of time to write this down, you know what I'm saying? Even though I had the Bible, even though I can go in the Bible right now, you know what I'm saying? Every verse that I wanted to talk about, I wrote it down. And it ended up being a whole lot of pages, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say this video might be long. But we talking about faith, bro. Building the faith up, you know what I'm saying? Having faith. Describing what it is, actuality. In actuality, what is it? You know what I'm saying? So we talking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know what I'm saying? And in Daniel 3:14, it says, Nebuchadnezzar, King Nebuchadnezzar, he was the king of Babylon, spoke and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not you serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? That means that he done set up a golden image, you know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, God, you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was, you know what I'm saying, Israelites, you know what I'm saying? They was of the, you know, of the I think the house of Judah, you know what I'm saying? And the God has instructed them to not serve God, any other God other than him. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have any image whatsoever. And that's why I tell y'all, don't be having no crosses, no nothing, because of the fact that God has instructed us in truth. No image. I've never seen God. I've never seen Jesus Christ. I've never seen the angels. But I know they there. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, you know what I'm saying? But Nebuchadnezzar spoke and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not you serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, here is the plot. We talking about faith now. Here is the plot. The plot is right here. You know what I'm saying? And in Daniel 3:1, Daniel 3rd chapter, 1st verse, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Chapter 3, verse 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Verse 4. Then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. You know what I'm saying? Now let me say this, because I need you to picture this in your mind while I'm talking about it, because we might be going into a time like that now. They setting up a one world currency, one world power, one world religion, and upon, and they might set up an image. And what if they set up an image and tell you that if you do not fall down and worship this image, that you will be killed? You see what I'm saying? We may be coming in, we are coming into that time again. This is Bible prophecy. This is true. Okay? I wrote all this down. All right, now this is the conflict. This is the conflict. Because in the third chapter of Daniel, the 12th verse, it says that they say this: there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thou gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. That's the conflict. You know what I'm saying? Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Now, side note, I want to tell you this side note, because picture this. He set up that image, and he commanded everybody to worship it and bow down to it. But then, there were certain people who done come and found out that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they is not serving the God that this man that made an image of and instructed people to bow down to. But the side note is this: King Nebuchadnezzar knew that the God of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was the God of gods. And I'm finna tell you why. When he did this, even in his fury, when he went and told them to bring them to me, that he had already knew that their God was the God of gods. And I'm gonna tell you why. Hold up. King Nebuchadnezzar knew that the God of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was the God of gods before he fell into his anger about them not serving his God in the image. He had just had the dream that none of his magicians, astrologers, sorcerers, and charlatans could show him. Now, before he set up this image, he had a dream, and some of y'all who read the Bible may know about it. If you look in your Bible, in the second chapter, before he set up this image, he had a dream, and he asked his magicians, his astrologers, his sorcerers, and his charlatans to show him, but nobody could show him. So I want to read to you this part. All this makes a point about faith, yo. And in Daniel 2:1, it says, and in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep broke from him. All right, now go to the second chapter, 14. It says, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was going forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. Because guess what? King Nebuchadnezzar said, he was going to kill all the wise men. He was going to kill Daniel. He was going to kill the astrologers, all of them. He was going to have them all killed if they could not tell him what his dream was about. You see what I'm saying? Because, he had the dream, and then they say, well, tell us what the dream is, and we'll tell you the interpretation. But this is where the king got smart on him. He said, all right, nuh-uh. Because if I tell you the dream, you might flex me. So I tell you what, tell me what the dream was about, and I know that you are true. So they, just picture, you have to tell this man what he dreamed about. Whoa, okay? So none of them could do it. You know what I'm saying? So That is why in Daniel 2 and 14, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was going forth to slay the wise men of Babylon, because they couldn't tell the dream. And then in 15th verse, he said, he answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel, this is the 16th verse in chapter 2, Daniel chapter 2, verse 16. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time and that he would show the king the interpretation. So Daniel went into the king and let him know, hey man, give me a little time and I'm gonna show you the what you dreamed. You know what I'm saying? Okay? And in chapter 2:17 of Daniel, then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. That's their real names, not Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Their real names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions. Daniel 2:18, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon, because King Nebuchadnezzar was going to kill them all. You see what I'm saying? All right. Chapter 2, verse 25. We're going to go down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then Arioch, I guess, was a part of the guards, the military, the people who protected the king. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste and said thus unto him, I have found the man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. So that means that, you know what I'm saying, because I skipped a little bit, but in the midst of them going to God and requesting, you know what I'm saying, from God through prayer and supplications, you know what I'm saying, that God make known to them the dream that he dreamed, you know what I'm saying, Daniel found out what the dream was about, and Arioch brought him in before the king in a rush, because he gonna kill everybody, you know what I'm saying. This is actual biblical events, you know what I'm saying. Daniel 2:26 says, the king answered and said to Daniel, whose name that King Nebuchadnezzar had gave him was Belteshazzar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and interpretation thereof? On the next verse, 27, Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream as the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. And he began to tell the king what the vision was, okay? Now, and after he told the king Nebuchadnezzar what the dream was, in the second verse 47, the king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods and the Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. So that means that upon them telling him what his dream was, they told him what he dreamed about. Picture somebody being able, without you telling them nothing, to come and tell you what you dreamed about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made the king know for a fact that the God that they prayed to was a God of gods. You know what I'm saying? And then in the second chapter of Daniel 48, then the king made Daniel a great man and gave him many great gifts and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. And then in the second verse of second chapter of Daniel 49, then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. Okay, now I said all this to say this. So King Nebuchadnezzar knew that Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were blessed and highly favored by the God of gods, as he called him. Is it possible that King Nebuchadnezzar's heart became lifted up over his proclaimed God, an image he demanded to be worshipped, in the midst of being aware of who Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God was? Because guess what? Even though he acknowledged their God as the God of gods, he had them laid up there and set up an image and proclaimed the God that he was talking about a God. You know what I'm saying? But is it possible that even though he knew that they God was the God of gods, he still got lifted up in his heart because I feel like it was either because of the fact that they disobeyed him and they didn't acknowledge his God as a God of gods. You know what I'm saying? And or could he possibly have felt his God was just as powerful as their God? Or is it the fact that Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego disregarded and never gave acknowledgement to the God of King Nebuchadnezzar, who knew who the God of Daniel was? You see what I'm saying? So now King Nebuchadnezzar is angry at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and goes on further to state, now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Now picture this. Now this the same God that you just ran to, and he told you the interpretation of your dream. And now you talking about, and who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? So that means that he done went from proclaiming that they God is the God of gods, all the way to the fact of saying, now, who is the person that shall deliver you out of my hand? Who is the God that shall deliver you out of my hand? So that means that in his heart, he became lifted up. He thought he was something. You know what I'm saying? And even though he knows who Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God is, he continues to challenge him. His heart is lifted up, and he does not believe that their God can deliver them out of the flames. But picture now, because like I said, we in times like this, you know what I'm saying? Picture that he tell you, hey man, look, if you don't serve my God, the God that I'm talking about, with this big old gold image, if you don't fall down to it, you know what I'm saying? Now you know that God done told you, don't serve this image. You know what I'm saying? Do not serve this image. Don't serve no image, no other gods. For I am a jealous God. And he telling you, we gonna throw you in this fire. Just think about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Where would your faith be at that point in time? You know what I'm saying? That either God would save you, or if you were to be killed, it was for a reason. Where would your faith be at that point? You know what I'm saying? Would you give in to the king and serve his God? See, this is where faith comes in at. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really believe in Jesus Christ, guess what? You're going to stand on that no matter what. And this is what faith is. You see what I'm saying? Throughout any situation, standing on Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? Let me show you what he said in chapter 3, 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. So they said, we're not even careful. So it's automatically what we finna, this is automatically what we finna tell you about this. They not even careful to tell you as the king. What, you know, they say we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. They don't even have to think about it. In chapter 3:17, it said of Daniel, it say, if it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. This is faith, because they just told the king, you know what I'm saying? We don't care about your fire. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about your furnace. We don't care about being thrown out of it, because the God that we serve is able to save us from this. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about being thrown in this fire. You know what I'm saying? Just think about this. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this is faith. Now, they know for a fact that the fire hot. They know that it could burn their skin. They know that they could die. But they will not be moved. You see what I'm saying? They will not be moved. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, this is a side note, I feel like after you've been through some things with the Lord, this is what you become. You have faith through things that seem impossible. Look how they parted the Red Sea when they was being led from Egypt. They parted the Red Sea. This is real. This is real, okay? But look, but they say, if it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand. And then in the 18th verse of chapter 3, it says, but if not, be it known unto Be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Side note, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have just openly defied King Nebuchadnezzar. This is not just faith, this is courage. This is strength. Place yourself in their shoes. How would you feel in the face of this sort of danger? You know what I'm saying? Having to have, this is what you call faith. You know what I'm saying? You know, God done told you to do something. He told you, hey man, look, I'm the only God. Don't serve no other God other than me. You know what I'm saying? And now they telling you we gonna burn you up if you don't fall down to our God. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So in the 3rd chapter 19, it says, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage, his face, was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spoke and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it would be to be heated. And he commanded that the mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Okay? Now check this out. This is just a side note, because I write side notes. Now I think that at this point in time, remember, fire is fire. So if you're gonna get burned, you're gonna get burned. True? Now picture this, the king, and I'm trying to be in his mind. So you already got a furnace. You feel what I'm saying? You already got a fire. You know what I'm saying? What make you want to heat it up even more? Are you doubting that they will be burned? Because I feel like this, if you already know that God can't save them, then you should just throw them in, right? Keep it real. So what made him heat it up even more? Just in case God try to save him? Think about that. Because he heated it up even more. If it's fire, it's fire. You out of here. If it's meant for you to be out of you, if it's meant for you to be burned, you out of here. So what made him heat it up even more? Did he start to doubt? Because that's the only thing that can make you say, well, let me heat it up some more, just in case. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. So on the side note, I think at that time that King Nebuchadnezzar was doubtful. He knew he had experience with the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because they told him the dream through Daniel. Fire is fire, right? So why did he make it hotter? Did he not believe that it was hot enough already? Was he doubtful? Okay. And chapter 3, 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. They were cast in. Okay. 3rd chapter 22 verse. Therefore, because the king's commandment was so urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now this is the climax, because they done tossed them in. Threw them in there. Because they would not serve this man God. You know what I'm saying? After the king already done, you know, went to the Lord and inquired information, and he done gave it to you. You done threw these men up in the fire. You know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't serve your little funky God that ain't even a God. You know what I'm saying? So this is the climax. We at the climax of the movie, you know what I'm saying? Or the story, you know what I'm saying? They done threw them in. Alright, so Daniel 3:23. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Remember now, the men who threw them in were burned and killed. That's how hot the fire was. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spoke and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. And he answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men, loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they don't have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. So they in there walking around. Look, and check this out. What's so crazy about this whole situation with the faith, you know what I'm saying, is because, you know, I'm just picturing myself as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, they done been thrown in. They ain't doing no hollering. They ain't trying to run up out of there. They ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like they, you know what I'm saying? They have already in their minds and their hearts submitted to God that, okay, Lord, you told me don't serve that God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. And if that means I go to my death, I go to my death. You know what I'm saying? This was their faith. And it took courage in order for them to hold to their faith. You know what I'm saying? And let's see, the third chapter of Daniel 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spoke and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego come forth out of the midst of the fire. 27. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors being gathered together saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair on their heads singed, neither were the coats changed, nor the smell of the fire had passed on them. 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spoke and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has set his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed their king's word, and yielded their bodies that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own. This is faith. This is faith. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you something. It's been some situations that I've been through in being so-called targeted, where I have had to stand firm in what I believe in. Okay, I believe, if you say you believe in Jesus Christ, then you have to get to a point in your life where no matter what happens, you will stand, you will believe, you will have courage, you will trust that he will deliver you. Okay, and in this little thing they call being targeted, like I said, where it's nothing about but the world against you. The world doesn't love Jesus. Demons don't love Jesus. The devil don't love Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So if you do, what you think? You think they're not gonna come after you? Now, what will you increase in faith? How will you increase in faith? I'm gonna tell you how. Because of the situations that you go through. It is very clear that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not plan on that happening. Did you think they was gonna be planning on being thrown in a fire? But God made a way, you know what I'm saying, that he exalted not only himself, you know what I'm saying, but he also found them worthy and exalted them even in the midst of the fire. That's why I say people believe in Jesus Christ but deny the power. You know what I'm saying? This is the power that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is the power, the parting of the sea, throwing them in the fire, Daniel being thrown in the lion's den. This is the power, and the reason that they were saved was because of their faith. Even when the odds looked at bad against them, you know what I'm saying? Even when all odds looked at bad, and death was at the doorsteps knocking. You know what I'm saying? They did not move away from Jesus Christ. Well, at that time it was just God, because Jesus hadn't came yet. You know what I'm saying? But they did not move away from God. You see what I'm saying? It didn't matter what happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to say to you, is that in the midst of this going on, there are going to be situations that are going to occur. You know what I'm saying? And this is what will strengthen your faith, because you will have a decision to make. Will you run or will you stand? And will you know what I'm saying? And this is what's going to strengthen your faith. You know what I'm saying? The side note to this, you know what I'm saying? Faith and trust go hand in hand, yo. You know what I'm saying? In order to have faith, you got to trust. You got to trust. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's hard, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's hard at times, you know what I'm saying? Because we focusing on what we can see, what's on around us. But you know what I'm saying? The only way you can come to God is in spirit and truth. You know what I'm saying? So faith and trust go hand in hand. In order to have faith, you have to trust the Lord and be sure that all things are for a reason. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew that God could do all things. They didn't think he could do it. See, that's the difference between in having faith. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all out here like, I think God could do it. You know what I'm saying? No. You got to know he could do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know. You know what I'm saying? You got to know he could do it. You know what I'm saying? They trusted. Even though they was going to be thrown in the fire, and they were willing even to die. And this is what you have to understand. This is your faith. This is what builds your faith up, that it doesn't matter if I have to die You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm dying and what I believe, and I will not falter away from what God said he has for me. You know what I'm saying? This is the faith that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They trusted and were willing. This was their faith. In the midst of death, they didn't depend on themselves, because had they depended on themselves, guess what they might have did? They might have went on ahead and fell down and worshiped that idol. And it would have been worse for them then, because then they would have made the Lord mad. See what I'm saying? So who would you rather make mad? Who would you rather upset? Man or God, who really got control over your life? Because guess what? Can't nobody kill you unless the Lord allows it to happen. That's the thing. This is the thing that you have to know. You know what I'm saying? They depended on God, who was able to do all things. You know what I'm saying? So it's safe to say that trusting and being willing are important components of faith. I didn't say that it's all components, but I can say this: trusting and being willing. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of that storm, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a part. In the midst of that storm, it's gonna be something that that's gonna be like death. Death was on this side, you know what I'm saying, and then there was mercy on this side, but you had to defy God. You know what I'm saying? And rather than defy God, they chose death. You know what I'm saying? So they were willing. They were willing to die, yo. They were willing to die. And that's the thing I want to talk to y'all about, bro. That's faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, you wonder, you know, if God is going to bring you through some things, okay? God is not only, he's going to place you in the line of fire. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to think that that you might die, anything, but it's only to prove you, to strengthen you, to make you see that even if it's the fire, even if it's the mouth of the lions that Daniel was thrown in, even if it's it don't matter what, even if the Egyptian after you and the sea is before you, I spread the sea before I let them take you. You see what I'm saying? So in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, God allows us to be in situations, you know what I'm saying, but these situations allow us, our faith, to be built up, to be strengthened. You see what I'm saying? So through the situation that you're going through with being targeted, like I said, I hate saying that now, you know what I'm saying? Your faith is going to be built, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be built up, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, but you can't be around, you know, being cowardly will not help you. You have to stand and believe, you know what I'm saying? This is the faith that they're talking. This is the kind of faith that you want, you know what I'm saying? That even in the midst of death, you know what I'm saying, you will still hang on. You still hold on, and it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? This is faith, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to emphasize to y'all, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I know y'all going through some things, yo. You know what I'm saying? And yes, this video is long. Like I said, if you don't like it, get off my video. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, faith is what's going to, your faith is everything, yo. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is what the movie The Matrix was about. When Neo first jumped off that building, he did not make it. Think about it. When Neo first jumped off that building, he did not make it. He had to go through some things, and all the situations he went through at the when it looked like everything was bleak and he was finna die, you know what I'm saying? He realized who he was. And not even the fact that he realized who he was, but he didn't give up. Because guess what? What's his name? Morpheus said, you the one. Now what if Morpheus is God? Morpheus is God. And Morpheus saying, okay, hey, you right here. You the one. Okay? Now, you don't know me. I'm the one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you the one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you the one. And the things that I take you through are going to build you up so that you know for a fact and you come to the point where you understand you the one. You know what I'm saying? This is what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And your faith in God, you know what I'm saying, who I feel Morpheus was playing in that movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, Morpheus knew he was the one, you know what I'm saying? And Morpheus was willing to die. Picture that. Jesus Christ. What if Morpheus was Jesus Christ? Because Morpheus was ready to sacrifice himself, remember? When the agents had him and was putting the things on his head, Morpheus was ready to sacrifice himself. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to sacrifice himself for Neo. And Neo say, I can't let it happen. I gotta go get it. And this is when Neo began to believe. He say, I know it seems like all the odds are against us, but it was something in him. You know what I'm saying? And against all the odds, you know what I'm saying? He went in and he got Morpheus. And that is when he started to believe. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm saying that to say this, you know what I'm saying? Through the experiences that God bring you through, this is going to strengthen your belief. You know what I'm saying? This is going to strengthen your belief. This is what's going to make you to understand, yeah, you the one. You know what I'm saying? You the one. Hey, and fear not. You know what I'm saying? Fear not. I know this video long. I know some of y'all probably, they probably didn't even stick through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you now, fear not. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? These very people who targeting you, I call them Agent Smith now. I call them Agent Smiths. The Agent Smiths, because look how they bounce from person to person. Just like in the movie, Agent Smiths. How they can just take over somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even look at people the same no more, even with the kids. Because I be faulting people and saying, oh, well, it's your kids. But say, bro, this is spiritual war, bro. And those who are part of the world, yeah, the devil can freely jump from one to another. But he can't jump from you. Because you are the one.